This is a Queen 6 News breaking news alert.
And our breaking news tonight, $300 million more could soon be headed to schools across Oregon. It was a sudden move amid budget cuts at districts and an ongoing walkout in the Oregon Senate. A big surprise tonight at 10 o'clock. I'm Jeff Gianola.
And I'm Elizabeth Din. So let's start by giving you a look at the numbers here. The governor originally proposed $9.9 billion for the state school fund, while school leaders around Oregon said they needed it higher at $10.3 billion to avoid drastic cuts. That's a $400 million difference. Now the legislature says it can get that budget up to $10.2 billion.
So all this comes as districts statewide were preparing to make big cuts, including the Tigard-Tualatin School District.
Something about that, our Jamie Seymour was there tonight as the board learned about that big boost in the budget. Jamie?
Jeff, Liz, that school board meeting we were at tonight quickly went from one that was quiet, even with some contention, to a meeting of elation as the school board learned of that historic state school fund investment. Smiles and cheers erupted as State Rep Ben Bowman, who also serves on the Tigard-Tualatin School Board, announced the news during Monday night's school board meeting of a historic $10.2 billion investment into the state school fund.
Excellent news.
That is wonderful news.
It was a massive change to the meeting from just minutes before, where dozens of teachers and staff members, clad in red and holding signs, walked out of the board meeting in protest of recent budget cuts and layoffs by the district, just as the superintendent began to discuss the budget.
After the initial reduction of 19 teaching positions, due to circumstances to include additional retirements and resignations, we are currently in the process of bringing back 11 of those individuals.
The group made their way outside.
Save the 19! Save the 19!
As their chants could be heard from inside while the meeting continued, a move that one board member wasn't happy about.
I am frustrated beyond belief that that group of protesters did not have the wherewithal and the grace and the politeness to stay and listen to our superintendent.
The protesters, many there on behalf of the district's teachers union, say the district's first move to cut staff wasn't needed from the get-go.
3 weeks later, they started calling people back. And so it begs the question, you knew these openings would be there. Why did you lay them off in the first place?
Superintendent Dr. Sue Reekie-Smith says the initial layoffs came from the loss of 1,100 students, inadequate state funding, and inflation.
We continue our relentless efforts to impress upon our state leaders to prioritize investing in public education.
Even with the return of some of those staff positions, Union President Scott Herron says they've been placed in different positions than before, like new school subjects and some even going from middle to elementary school.
Every building, even though they didn't have layoffs, is having a seismic shift of personnel to account for it because there's a ripple effect out. And what we would really like is just go back to where you were.
When paired with local property tax revenues, the amount expected to go to the K-12 schools would then go up to about $15 billion. It's still unclear just exactly how much of that would go to the Tigard-Tualatin School District. Reporting live in Portland, Jamie Seymour, Queen 6 News.